Donkey Jaw Projects.
What's up, y'all? This is Marshall Lee of DonkeyJawProjects.com, and today is day 42 of 100 Days of Making Comics, I think that's what it is. Anyways, so I did my comics today, got some stuff done in the morning, and then did some comics during lunchtime. Did about 50 minutes, more or less, close to an hour. Actually, a little more, close to an hour. Got page 5 all. That was like, it took me, like, if I didn't have troubles with Illustrator and the file and stuff, it would have taken me like 40 minutes to letter that whole page. Not a lot, to letter there, so so that was cool. Got that done. By the way, if I guess this new social media thing, Vero or whatever, is a thing. I'm on there as Marshall Lee if you're interested. Yeah, so check that out. Connect with me. It's really kind of slow and in this beta stage, I guess, apparently, but I don't know. Hopefully it'll become a big thing and maybe take out Facebook or something. I don't know if it's got that kind of reach, but it's unlikely. So yeah, today I wanted to talk about this idea of proving yourself. I don't know, it's kind of like a question I want to put out there to you. I was talking to Adam Lohr about it a little bit, and it's just been something I've been thinking about. And I've been thinking about it because I've been watching, I've been checking out my old art like we were talking about before, and I also was listening to some of my old music and stuff that I made. And I just, I know I have something to share that people will dig, I think. I think I have stories and art and music that people will like, but I feel like, it's got to get out there, there's that. There's also the professional kind of, like the industry or whatever, the professional thing of like proving yourself, like proving that you have what it takes to make something and to, make something out of what you're making, like make a career out of it, or but also just to have the skill that it takes to make something really amazing. And I don't know what it is, but there is a desire in me to like prove myself. And there's like, what I noticed was I was listening to you may or may not have ever heard of this hip-hop artist named Nas. But he's really, if you're into hip hop, he's like he's like a legendary like hip hop artist, and he kind of revolutionized lyricism when he first came out with his first album. Just, I don't know, he did some really awesome things, and then after that he had, he's still making albums, and he's had some cool stuff since, but I was listening to like his third album, and I've never really listened to it fully. I always liked the single that was on it, but I never got into the full album. And something I noticed in the album is that he just didn't have what he had in the first album. There's just like, the lyricism wasn't as good, and the passion wasn't there. Sometimes he almost felt like he was bored, like doing his music lyrics or whatever. And I don't know, it was just not, I didn't like it, and except for the one song. And I was thinking that maybe it's the hunger, maybe that's what it is. Like when you've already reached like this legendary status and you're successful and everybody knows you, that maybe the hunger goes away, like you've already proven yourself. And one thing I realized is when you get to that stage, you have to find new things to challenge yourself with and to prove yourself with. But I feel like that hunger needs to be there for you to really put your all into a project, and it's not even just effort. It's it's like, certain music I feel like has soul, and some music doesn't seem to have soul, and that's a really weird, like, how do you even say what soul is? What does that even mean, but it's the only way I can kind of describe it, but certain music is like, you could tell there's like blood, sweat, and tears in there. There's tears, in there. There's just humanity. I don't know. There's like, even if you make like electronic music, you could tell there's a difference between stuff that's just like robotic and kind of crafted in a format that will be popular maybe or something, and then there's stuff that has soul to it, that has like the human touch or whatever. And I don't know what it is, but there's just this thing about having not gotten to where you want to get, and just pushing as hard as you can to get there. And I don't know, this drive, and people, I hesitate to say passion because people don't love the word passion, but there's something in that though. Like, I mean, I actually did a song in my album Solar Wind Theory, and I think it might have just been called Passion, I don't know, but it was about passion, and it was about like musicians who like come to do hip hop for like all these different reasons, and sometimes they're just like, they're like half-hearted in it, and when I say passion, I kind of mean that, like, am I half-heartedly doing something or whatever. And it's like, you can tell when somebody's really passionate about something and when they're not, and when they're, I don't know, when they're inspired. And that's another thing, like, sometimes people will criticize a piece of art or music or whatever for being uninspired, and I think that is interesting too, because it's like, yes, you don't wait for inspiration, but there is a such thing as like stuff just kind of like things just feeling empty, you know what I mean? Like, and uninspired is kind of a good way to say that. I don't think it mean, when people say it's uninspired, it means that that person made that piece of art when they weren't inspired. It doesn't have anything to do with the the professional version where art pros will talk amongst each other and say, well, I don't wait for inspiration. I don't think that's what it's talking about. I think it's more just like, it just seems like there's no substance to it, or it just feels empty, so I don't know. So this whole idea of like proving yourself, and I feel like I want to get my stuff out there. I want people to read it. I want people to feel it, to be affected by it. I don't know, like, I feel like I have something to say, and I won't feel satisfied until I notice people start hearing it or seeing it, or in the way I want it to be seen, I guess. And I don't know, and that all goes with the question of why do we do this and everything. And so anyways, that's just some things I'm thinking about right now, and I'm curious what you guys think about all that. Is that an important element in your creative endeavors? And yeah, that's about it. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Hopefully you guys dug this. I'll try to get more art involved in these videos, but it's really hard. I got to fit it in where I can. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you on the next episode. Peace out.